Good morning to you guys. This is Eric VM Holy Soy. I'm coming at you live. Yeah, you know it, live, L-I-V-E, from the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Guys, today is, well, let me check my calendar and make sure that is correct. Today's Friday, guys. Wow, Friday the 19th of October. How quickly time flies when you're having fun. Or sometimes when you're not. But yeah, this has been an interesting, very interesting trading week and a half, 2 weeks, guys. We've seen some wide range trade here. We've mitigated some of those losses off the lows, but guys, we're still in the 2,700 handle. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're well off those 2944s where we were trading. We're 150 points lower right now. So guys, let's still take that into consideration as we're seeing this trade develop. One thing that I do want to bring to your attention is, guys, I'm going to go full screen on this this ES. We're going to talk about the ES this morning. We're going to talk about it on the 1 hour time frame. Guys, 2947, we saw an area of balance, right? No doubt about it. We saw an area of balance in the 2947s all the way down into 2907s. One area of balance lower, next area of balance lower, and then we had that big down day. We're talking about last Wednesday, guys. Big down day. We're seeing we saw a continuation Thursday. We saw some trying of continuation last Friday. Since then, guys, the trend has changed from down into up. You guys can see we did put in an area of balance yesterday. Tuesday and Wednesday, not yesterday, guys. That allowed us to establish that we had changed the trend from down to up on the 30-minute time frame. Wow. Clearly we have resistance above us at the lower extreme of the previous area of balance, and then I really think that probably up here into this 2843, guys. Do I think that if we go up, do I think that's our target today or Monday? I do. If we go down, where's our target? It's clearly below that 2712. We're kind of stuck in the middle, if you know what I'm saying. We're stuck in the middle, and we are seeing overlapping price activity. Beautiful boxes that are setting up here, guys. Beautiful boxes, and we have seen area balance. Right high of that area of balance was the 85s. Next area of balance, the low of that previous area of balance was the 85s. Now, guys, we're seeing the upper extreme of this current area of balance that we're putting in here at the where? The 85s, you know it. So guys, I do think that if we do see some rotation back up, I'm looking at if we decide to be long today, which for me is a little bit difficult right now based on some technical trade that we have here. I think that the risk is clearly to the downside with and we can limit our risk by being short here at the 81 halves, guys. Was a better short an hour ago, but I think we can clearly limit our risk being short here at the 81.75s. But guys, if we decide to flip it to long with trade back above the 87s, we're going to looking at the 2803s as our first area to lighten. We do have a 30-minute long. We were able to reestablish, right? That 30-minute long. Let's go. I'm actually going to zoom in on this chart, and I'm actually going to go down into a 15-minute time frame so we can see it a little bit better. Guys, yesterday, right? We came down into key area. We came down into this 64. We tried the 84, the lower extreme. That did not work out well for us. You can see here, guys, I tried double long and was stopped out. So we definitely had seen overlapping price activity down here into those lows, guys. I got chopped up pretty bad on that trade yesterday. Did get long, double long, was able to lighten some at the upper extreme up at the 67s as we were trading up in the 67 quarters and halves, guys, and then flattened up before we hit those lows. Came back off them, and then and started to find started to find some trade, guys. Started to find some trade in this larger area of balance that we had seen all the way up into the 77s. 76s were the target. Added some. It came down into key area, guys, into a key area of support. Right down here on the lows, we came into the middle of that area of balance and found support. That is a big sign for us, guys. Big sign back down into the 62s. And then we saw continuation higher in the overnight session, guys. I fat crammed this whole area in the overnight session. We do have a couple of boxes we put in here, but that whole thing can be pretty much fat crammed at this current time. Guys, this price pattern that we saw up here on the 15-minute time frame, when we zoom in on the 5-minute time frame as well, you can, oops, that's a 3-minute chart, guys, not a 5-minute. There we go. As we zoom in on the 5-minute time frame, guys, what do we see? We saw this fat crammed area of balance that we put in here. We saw us trade initiative out of balance. Yep, so I'm going to zoom all the way in. You can see we spiked up and mitigated that, guys, and we're starting to see overlapping price activity lower, and we're in a zone right now from the 82 halves all the way down into the 79 16s. So guys, that is definitely, I know I'm really zoomed in now, but yeah, you guys can definitely see this price pattern here that said no to more to the upside. So for the time being, guys, I think that that those 83s above us are going to be a little bit difficult to get to work our way back through. If we work back through them, that's the first shot across the bow, if you know what I'm saying. And then clearly, if we trade back up above the 86s, I'm going to say that 30-minute is clearly winning on that trade. So we will step aside and we will we'll look for another price pattern to take us potentially back lower, or jump on initiative out of balance this morning. I'm not really sure. We did reestablish that 30-minute lean, but I do really need to see it back above that. We need to see areas of balance forming higher. We are seeing that in the overnight session. We are seeing overlapping areas of balance forming higher off those lows, which is a very good sign in general for that 30-minute seeing that's holding up. But guys, that 85 area is a big area. There's no doubt about it. That 85 area is a big area for us to get back up through. That was the upper extreme of that previous area of balance. That was the lower extreme of that 2 balances ago, lower extreme of the previous area balance, and we're just kind of chopping them up at this point in time right here, right now. So it is it's not giving us a lot to work with currently. We're seeing I thought I heard someone else come in, Steve, but nope, I guess not. I guess it's just you and I currently. So we are seeing the 175s at 2 evens, guys. This morning it's 8:16 in the morning, but yeah, guys, I do think that a 30-minute balance has been reestablished. We will be looking to buy some buy the lower extreme, guys, which I think is probably more or less in the 72, 69 area. So we'll be looking to lighten up down there. With our short lean that we have established. If we rotate back down there, we'll be looking to lighten up. Let's go ahead and look at all these charts, guys. I think that is I think that's a very beneficial way to look at this. Is, guys, let's look at this previous area balance. This area balance that started at like 1035, give or take, with that selling yesterday. 1035s all the way down in across into the 11. Let's see, what time was that? Let's call it a 12:30. So we're talking about an hour of trade here. Same thing here on the NASDAQ, guys. We're talking about the 1035s and all the way into the 1230s, right? Same thing here on the YM. We're talking about that same area balance here on the YM. You guys can see my charts and see what I'm talking about, guys. And then finally, the Russell. So those are the areas of balances, areas of balance, right? On those multiple plurals that I put in there on accident. But yeah, those are the areas of balance that we are talking about here. And those areas of balance are showing us, right? They're saying, hey you, look at me. These areas of balance are saying that is it. That was a key area after that initiative out of balance to the downside. In the ES, guys, we did not get above it. We got up to it to the tick, right? The upper extreme of that spike high. We saw to the tick. Guys, YM, not only did we see above it, we're forming an area of balance above it right now. So that is divergent from what we're seeing in the ES. YM is showing strength in the overnight session compared to the ES. NASDAQ as well, guys, into that spike high. We did see above it, but guys, not the same way as the YM. That looks to me much more like the ES than the YM. And then finally, guys, last but not least, we're seeing that Russell. Russell hasn't even been able to see up through more than the midway point of that. So Russell is showing weakness. So the strongest is the YM. The next two, guys, are the ES and the NASDAQ, and the weakest is clearly the Russell. In the way of looking at these price patterns in the overnight session, we were unable to retrace back up through the upper extreme on the Russell. We did see above it twice on the NASDAQ, and we saw right up to it once on the ES. So guys, that says to me YM is looking to see some bid faster than we see it in the ES and the NASDAQ today. We're seeing so we closed down 175 points or something like that on the NASDAQ. We're up 42 right now. I think that today is likely to be a little bit more of a chop city day, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. So U.S. gas market stocks tempered by mild El Nino forecast. That's what just came across there. But guys, we are definitely seeing that NASDAQ trying something a little bit higher currently off those recent lows, trying initiative out of balance on the shortest time frame in a trend up. So guys, we are trending up in the ES and the NASDAQ. That crude is crude did see a pushback up into the 51s off those 61 highs, trading 37s last, but I do think that crude is starting to show some support here, guys. Some support off those lows, those 26 lows. We were looking for the 18s, 19s, 20s, 21s from Tuesday and 23s, somewhere in that range. I know it was a 5-cent range, but yeah, we were starting to see that. So yeah, it is good to see everybody this morning. It's 8:20, and guys, I will go ahead and talk about these areas. I think that the 30-minute has been reestablished on the ES and the NASDAQ, and on the Dow. That Russell is not showing us what we need to see in order to reestablish that 30-minute lean. So guys, like I said, YM strongest this morning. ES and NASDAQ trailing, but still made it up into the above that previous swing high at the lower extreme of that previous area of balance. And yeah, guys, and that YM that YM is clearly the strongest, and Russell is clearly the weakest. Good morning, good sir. Good morning. So today, guys, remember, today, new day, fresh start. We're seeing continuation of that divergent trade in the overnight and in the European session, guys. We have talked about. Now we're talking about a solid week and a half that we've seen where the FTSE has actually been less weak than the DAX, and where FTSE is actually, the majority of days is actually positive, and the DAX has been negative. Even when the FTSE has been negative, the DAX has been much more negative. So we are seeing that was compared to the last 2 months, where we've seen the FTSE always being weaker than the DAX percentage-wise. We're seeing, so we're up 11.75 points on the ESZ8 in the overnight session. That NASDAQ is up 47.25, and the Dow up 113. I think for the time being, guys, the ES is in an uptrend on the 5-minute time frame. There's no doubt about it that we're in the third, fourth area balance higher on the YM, guys, in an uptrend above the previous overnight highs, guys, that we put in about midnight, give or take, and we're seeing rotation back up. But guys, I do think that this 85 area is a key area of resistance, and I think that, like I said, we're trading the 81.75s. I still think that the bias is to the short side with that resistance above us. If that does not, we're gonna watch it through the first 15 minutes, right? Guys, just funny news that just came across is Apple. So Wedbush starts it with an outperform. So I guess Wedbush just initiated coverage on Apple, and it's nice of them to say that it is outperforming, considering that it is has been one of the strongest stocks in the and one of the companies that has the highest valuation in the entire index across the board. So yeah, nice that they that Wedbush decided to initiate coverage and give it the outperform status. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about trend. We're going to be talking about establishing a position and letting that position run. That's how we're going to be trading today. We're going to be talking a lot about positioning with trend and continuing to let that trend do its work, guys. And we did talk about in the chart talk this morning. We're back up into the 84 quarters, guys, 84 halves. We did talk a lot in this morning session, guys. We have 5 minutes until the open. Man, oh man, when these kickoff chart talk a little late, things go flying by. But yeah, I do think that 30-minute bias is still intact on all the majors, and the 5-minute bias is currently we're at resistance. So I think that, but I do think that 5-minute bias is currently to the upside. So I'll go ahead and get those biases posted up for you guys. Alright, guys, I do think that was that's a great place to have on the trade right there, is the price pattern that we just are seeing develop right here, right now, guys. That spike up through that 83 and then back down into them. So guys, I think that that's a great place to be looking for a short, and let's just do it to it, guys. And then That short is in play here, guys. I do believe into the open. We have 3 minutes left. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on this. I do think that any spike up through that upper extreme, we're talking about the 7 quarters, guys, the 7 quarters. You can even tighten it up if you want. You want to make it the 85 evens. But yeah, any spike up through the 85 evens and really the 87 quarters, and that shortening the trade is no longer valid, right? Okay, and so guys, that's the ES for you. I'll go ahead and post that up. Posted. All right, excellent. So guys, thank you so much for being here this morning. We will have the live trade coming at you in the next minute and a half from here from the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I'll let you guys know what we see in the pit. Pit population is pretty good today. To be completely honest with you, pit population is pretty good. We're seeing the 79s trade last, guys. 79s. We're seeing some selling on the open, and crude is starting to come off a little bit off those recent highs, but not anything to be worried about yet. Still trading the 38s. All right, 9 quarters and 9 halves. So guys, seeing that YM start to roll back over, guys. YM is near the lower extreme. For those of you guys who are interested in buying some YM, I think that this is a good place to be taking a long here in the YM. YM is actually very divergent from these other majors, whereas the NASDAQ is continuing to roll, the ES is continuing to roll. YM found support at the lower extreme. So guys, YM long, ES, and NASDAQ not so much, guys. We're back through that key 80 area down into the 79s in the ES. I think that is first shot across the bow for those of you guys who are looking long. So guys, I do appreciate you guys being here. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful trading day. If you have any questions, I am in chat, so do not hesitate to ask. There we go. We're on the open, guys. We're seeing paper come in. Paper comes in, pays up. We're trading the 8 halves, 8 evens. Paper comes in, pays up for 9 evens on the open, guys. It's a small open, guys. Very light open, but yeah, paper does come in and pays up on the open, up into the 9s. All right, guys. So that concludes our chart talk for the day, guys. Into the session open. I hope that you guys have a successful, amazing, wonderful trading day, and we'll be here for you. We're seeing some continuation in this trade.